Hey, I'm Victor Wolf, and hey, this is the NXT. I'm I'm reviewing NXT, right? So, um, yeah, I just watched NXT. Um, I wrote a bunch of notes. Um, yeah, let's get into it. NXT. This is the 2.0. This is 2.0, by the way. Um, yeah. Jesus. Sorry. Yeah. This is 2.0. Um, yeah, and then it starts. Okay, so it starts with toxic attraction. You know who that is. Toxic attraction. They come out. Apparently, this was Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose comes out, and apparently, Mandy Rose is the reason that Facebook and Instagram got shut down for like 6 hours. That was Mandy. That was because of her. Um, and she's wrestling Ember Moon. Yeah, she wrestles Ember Moon, and it's a match. Um, Ember, I remember this. Ember is very aggressive during this match. Um, she hits a nice dive on Mandy, but Mandy takes control after that. You know, um, I think if I think if the Hawkster was here, he'd probably say something along the lines of you know, he'd probably say like hey brother, you know this Mandy Rose brother. She kind of reminds me of that Tomb Raider brother. You know that Tomb Raider? Oh, don't say Tomb. Um yeah, Mandy Rose she reminds me of that Tomb Raider. Yeah, she kind of does look like Tomb Raider. That's actually true. Um yeah, Ember hits a nice middle rope code breaker. That was pretty good. Um, but at the end, she goes for Eclipse, but then Mandy hits that knee. You know that knee, right? You know that knee that Mandy hits. You know that knee that nobody could ever like come back from. Yeah, she hits that knee and she wins. So yeah, Mandy beats Ember Moon. With that knee she always does. That knee that never gets a 2 count, but it got a 3 count, and she won. So yeah, Ember Moon to AEW, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that happened. That was a thing that happened. Um, sorry, I don't know what to do with my braids right now. I don't know. But then we get a promo from El Phantasma, and yeah, those guys. But then they say some things, you know, Hit Row sucks. And then, Odyssey Jones comes out. Odyssey is next, and he's facing LA Knight. Let me tell you something, dummy. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm LA Knight. And I'm a person. And that's that. Um LA, he can't handle Odyssey. He's getting thrown around. Finally, he takes him down, and it takes a while for him to actually take him down. Um, LA working on him, but he can't do the thing. Whatever it is I tried to write, he can't do it. Um, yeah. So that one guy, Andre Chase, that guy with the sweater, he shows up. Um, and then he distracts Odyssey. LA Knight gets the distraction win. He hits him with a neck breaker, and I'm not sure why that was able to beat him, but whatever. He hits him with a neck breaker. Uh, yeah, uh, terrible. And the winner is LA Knight. Okay, we got Cameron Grimes. He's next, and he says some stuff that some people. Oh yeah, Cora Jade and yeah, Trey Backer, Trey Baxter. His name is Baxter. Um, and oh okay, so Ella Cameron Grimes. That's what I'm trying to say. Cameron Grimes. He's annoyed because Cora Jade and Trey Baxter, they keep making out. And Cameron Grimes is like, I want a woman. Don't we all, Cameron Grimes? Yeah, so that happened. Pete Dunne shows up and he's like, no lady would ever want to be with you, which thought was a bit much, but okay. Um, yeah, so the NXT champ Tommaso Ciampa comes out. Then they cut to a okay. So they do a commercial break, and then Von Wagner, Von Wagner shows up, and he's like, "Hey, Kyle O'Reilly, hey, I'm Von Wagner. I think we should be friends." Yeah, that's basically what happened. Yeah, Von Wagner is like, "Hey, let's be friends." Ciampa is in the ring. He's like, "Hey, Halloween Havoc is coming up in the next couple weeks, and who wants to challenge me? You know, who's gonna be my challenger? You know, I'm." Ciampa says, "You know, we're getting the Halloween Havoc. You know, nice." And then Braun Breaker shows up. Braun Breaker. Who else is gonna show up? Obviously, it's gonna be Braun Breaker. And Braun Breaker is like, "Hey, um, let's see. What does Braun Breaker say?" Braun Breaker is like, "Hey, I want to be the champion. Um, you know, they said that all men are created equal, but if you look at me, that's not what he said. That's not right. Um, uh, he says that you know, I want to be the next NXT champion. You know something, Jeremy. You know, I'm gonna have sex with Tommaso Ciampa's wife. Whoa, that is not what he said. Whoa, that's not what he said. But you know, he wants to be the champion. They're gonna fight each other. So that's basically what happened. Um, Joe Gacy comes out and he's next. He's talking about Facebook and Instagram crashing, and I guess that's because of him also. Topical. Um, he talks about safe spaces and he talks about all that stuff and you know I don't get it. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, so we got earlier Indy Hartwell and some lady talk about having sex with Dexter. Yeah, so they're walking around. They're like basically the conversation is like, "Hey, uh he has a giant penis. Yeah, it's 9.5 inches. Um yeah, so then they run into Tinshaw and in a room and they're doing some really strange things. I'm not sure what's going on in that room, but they like, hey, close the door. Um, so they close the door and then they like, oh, okay, and then they walk off. So we get Ikemen Jiro. He's the guy with the jackets. He likes jackets, and he's fighting Joe Gacy. And Joe Gacy, he's already he's doing the cancel culture. Uh, I'm pretty sure Vince is loving this gimmick. This is like Vince to a T. Vince loves this type of stuff. Yeah. So a GCW chant breaks out for Joe Gacy, which is surprising, but I mean, I guess these people would know where he comes from and this, ridiculous gimmick, this cancel culture stuff. Um, yeah, so they have a match. Uh, yeah, the commentary brings up all that weird Fox News stuff, like, oh, Joe Gacy got canceled, but he's fine. Um, Yeah, they brought that stuff up. Joe Gacy hits a springboard clothesline to win. Um, but then at the end, as a sportsman does, he helps his opponent up. He's Joe Gacy. That's what he does. And then he gives him a hug. Vince is loving this. I'm telling you, this is what Vince loves. This cancel culture stuff. Vince loves it. So we get a promo from some skater lady, but now I know it's Cora Jade. And then we get another promo, and I love this promo. This is one of my favorite promos. It's Duke Hudson, and apparently he's a pro poker player, which I didn't know that. They didn't bring that up before. This is a new thing. He plays poker for a pro. He's a living. He's a pro. He's a poker person. Yeah, he plays poker. And he beats people. He talks about it. He's like, yeah, I play poker. Um, yeah, and yeah, that's what he does, and it's pretty cool. And then he's like, yeah, I'm sexy. Look at me. I'm Joe. I'm Duke Hudson. I'm sexy, and I play poker. Yeah, nice. That's a gimmick. Um, so we Core J comes out with her skateboard. Frankie Monet shows up to beat her up. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then they have a match. Uh, yeah, and then that happens. Frankie Monet is her opponent. Yeah, Frankie. Yeah, I love that. I love all that. Yeah. Core J, Frankie Monet. Yeah, that is the thing that happens according to my notes. I can't even really read this, to be honest. I'm trying. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Yeah, the interview with MSK, and yes, they get interrupted by the grizzled young veterans, and they show up, and the grizzled young veterans, Zach Gibson, he's like, hey, typical MSK. Last week, you called yourselves fighting champions. We're here, and wait. Well, we're here, and you two snakes found another loophole, a different opponent to pin, because you know you can't pin us tonight because we are the grizzled young veterans now. It's elementary style. Apparently, I don't think that's what they said. That's not what I wrote. What is this? Um, a ball breaker? Wait, no, that's not right. A brawl breaks out. Sorry, a brawl breaks out. Okay, so a ball breaks out, and then that happens, and then they go backstage. Tommaso Ciampa is confronted by Joe Gacy, and he's like, "You're toxic, and you should give me a championship match." And then Tommaso's like, "Yeah, if you can beat me next week, then I'll give you a title match, or whatever. I don't know." So uh somebody's here and they pissed. I don't know who that is. Somebody's pissed. But Pete Dunne comes out and he's fighting Cameron Grimes. They had a little confrontation in the beginning of the episode. Yeah, and then he's like, "Hey, trying to say, you can do, all these things. Anyway, yeah, they fight. They have a match. I think they have a match. I'm not actually sure. Yeah, they have a match. Uh, and then Ridge Holland shows up. He interferes. But Kyle O'Reilly shows up, and then he beats up Ridge Holland. But it really doesn't matter because Kyle O'Reilly wins the match anyway with a bitter end. So we get Tony D'Angelo. Yes, Tony D'Angelo. That's what I've been waiting for. We get Tony D'Angelo. And then he's like, hey, we got a situation. I came from a Long Island docks in the business, You know, I'm gonna be the match up next. And yeah, he's next. So Hit Row cuts a promo talking about, they're going to the SmackDown or, wherever they're going. And then we get a thing with Von Wagner again. And, Von Wagner seems to be really interested in Kyle O'Reilly. Like, that's his boyfriend, I guess. I don't know. That's not nice. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. That's not his boyfriend. I don't know why I said that. He just likes him. Some guy versus Tony D'Angelo. I don't know who that guy was, but Tony D'Angelo. Basically, hey, the fans like Tony D'Angelo. They don't care about this other guy. They just want to see Tony D'Angelo. Hey, come on. I'm walking here. Hey, Tony D'Angelo was over. I'm surprised how much over he was. He was very over, which was like, whoa. Hey, Tony D'Angelo is a guy that people like. At least in that arena, that ridiculous NXT arena that's like been splooged on, by a clown. Um yeah, so they like him. Uh yeah, the Dynamite comes out, they do a thing. They don't come out, they do a promo. They do a thing. They do a and then yeah, and then we get Raquel, she comes out, she talks about, I'm dominant. And Toxic Attraction show up, and then they have a thing. A whole thing happens between all of them, and yeah, I guess Raquel's next opponent is gonna be Mandy. So we get Indy and that girl. They're gonna challenge for the NXT Tag Team Women's Championships apparently against that tag team that hates each other. Um, so we get the NXT Tag Team title match. It's a 4-way. It's MSK versus the grizzled young veterans versus Brooks and Briggs. I think those are the beer guys versus Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. I know who they are. This match is crazy. According to my notes, it says that this match is crazy. MSK roll up the Rednecks, and they are yeah, they roll them up, but then at the end there's a smosh, and then the Rednecks, they like have the belts. They give the belts to MSK. Yeah, that that was the end. That is how it ended. That was NXT. Um, I wrote a lot of stuff for this. This is like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9 pages. 9 pages of this. And I could have just summed it up by saying NXT is trash. I don't know any of these people. The only person I care about is Braun Breaker. So, pick these up. Yeah, that was NXT. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of NXT 2.0? Is it better? Is it worse? I think it's worse. I think it's hilariously worse, which is why I enjoy talking about it because it's funny. Which is why I wrote all these notes because I think it's hilarious. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and do all that other crap. I don't know. Or don't. Whatever. I don't care. Anyway, I'm Victor Wolf, and I hope you enjoyed this. This has been me reviewing NXT, and hey, maybe you should watch it if you don't. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.